Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani here, coming to you from Interop 2012 in Las Vegas, Nevada. On our program, Dmitriy of He's the Director of Product Management at SonicWall. And Dmitry, welcome back to our show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So I thought we'd start off by discussing what's new at Interop. What are you showing? What are you discussing here?
Sure. There are several things that we're covering. Besides the big news that came out this morning that Dell at this point closed the acquisition of SonicWall, that's a big point of discussion with many of our partners and prospective customers. But on the technology side, we are showing off the success of our supermassive next generation firewall platform. Last year, we were just launching it at this time at Interop. At this point, we have customers, third-party validation. We're showing the different results, such as NSS results, ICSA results, and that's on the firewall side. And on the mobility side, we're talking about native SSL VPN support for iOS devices, so iPads, iPhones, and Android as well.
So
lots of good news.
A lot of things happening, right? Mobility is really it's giving you an opportunity to launch some new products.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's just everybody has a laptop today, and they also have an iPad, and they have a smartphone. Sometimes they leave their hotel with just an iPad, and but they still want to connect. And now, basically, all the network vendors have to extend their connectivity to these mobile devices as well, but also secure them.
So, from a competitive standpoint, how do you position SonicWall against the players in the market, other players in the market, and now that you're part of Dell, how does that change things?
Sure, so it doesn't change things drastically from a technology perspective. So Dell acquired us to be able to expand into network security. I mean, networking is just such a big component of everything. I mean, this trade show, pick any technology, it's all based on networking. And security is obviously a big, big concern in this fundamental piece of technology. So Dell acquired SonicWall for the technology that we have. We are competing in the next generation firewall market. The firewall market is extremely hot right now. There's a fundamental shift and we kind of touched up on this last year as well, but it's just been even more so this year. People are shifting away from traditional firewalls into next generation firewalls. There are several competitors that are doing this. We're doing it. We're trying to provide products that will reach from branch office all the way to the core, to the data center and the enterprise.
You want to give us a definition of a next generation firewall versus a regular firewall?
Sure. So firewall technology has been around for 15, 17 years at this point. Most of it is focused on just checking whether or not connections are legitimate. And think of that as in an airport line. You may show up with a passport and with a boarding pass, but you may have 100 bags with you, but they only check your boarding pass and passport. That's a stateful firewall. Next generation firewalls are application aware and they do threat prevention. So now you're at the airport, you have your passport, you have your boarding pass, they check that doesn't go away. But now we're also going through all your bags. We're looking, is this dangerous, is this allowed, how much of this is allowed? So that's the analogy to deep packet inspection that's done by next generation firewalls. They really help to rebuild the secure perimeter that's been eroded over the past 5 years with web applications, with the Web 2.0 applications, and just with the way that the threats have evolved over the past 5-6 years.
Fantastic. So in terms of the competitive positioning, I asked you a two-part question. I just wanted to go back to competitive positioning. How do you compete or see yourself, your company competing, or let me ask it a different way. It's a competitive market. Why would companies want to choose SonicWall versus some other companies?
Great question. It's primarily scalability, performance, and security, which are the core components of a firewall. So we just completed a very, very extensive round of testing with NSS Labs, which is a independent test lab, and we have the most scalable, the highest performing firewall, next generation firewalls on the market. In fact, we were one of the 3 vendors to receive the NSS recommended badge this year. But of the 3 vendors, we had the fastest and the most secure next generation firewall. So we now can have the fastest, largest product that will go into data centers, campus networks, carrier networks, while at the same time providing the same level of technology and security down to the branch office. So if you're an SMB, you can have this technology, and if you're a very large enterprise, you can have this technology as well. So it's the scalability that's unique to SonicWall, and the high level of performance is unique to SonicWall. And so we outcompete many of our competitors based on just performance and scalability.
So what's next?
Continue in the same direction. What we want to do is we want to make deep packet inspection security to become synonymous with security, to become ubiquitous. Today, nobody pauses to think about whether they should have stateful packet inspection from a performance standpoint. It's just a non-factor. We want to do the same exact thing for deep packet inspection. We want them to, again, become synonymous, and I think we'll have a very, very good chance to do that under the Dell umbrella. We bring technology to the table. Dell brings tremendous market reach, tremendous channel reach, tremendously large sales force, and just the two coming together, of course, with SecureWorks being under the Dell umbrella, will help tremendously as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.